What's up, photo freaks? Welcome, I'm Matt DeConti. Welcome to episode number 4. Today we're shooting from Rydell High School, where they filmed the movie Grease. It's actually Venice High School, but in the movie Grease, it was Rydell High School. One of my favorite movies ever. I know, guilty as charged, it's a guilty pleasure, but hey, who doesn't love Olivia Newton-John, right? Okay, so anyways, today is going to be all about choosing the right pro style camera for you. Should you choose crop sensor? Are you going to want a full frame? You might want a DSLR or a mirrorless camera. If you are just getting into photography and this is your first experience as a student, there's going to be some things that you need to look at. Some of the things you want to look at, first and foremost, are your budget. How much can you afford? There's this whole idea that you don't really need to spend on an expensive camera. If you're a good photographer, any old camera will do. I don't really buy into that. I mean, yeah, it's partially true, but it's kind of a joke to me, because if you put a great photographer using a moderate camera, and then you put the same photographer shooting the same stuff on a more expensive high-end DSLR, the picture's gonna be better. So as much as you hear that, take it with a grain of salt and make the investment. It is worth it. The next thing you're gonna want to ask yourself is what type of photography you're gonna be doing. Are you going to be doing sports photography? You might want a different camera than if you're gonna be shooting stills. When you are looking at these cameras, there's going to be some attributes that you're going to want to compare side by side. How many megapixels? How many frames per second? Especially like sports photography. I went and shot a rodeo and I shot a camera that had a lot of frames per second. That was helpful. Does it have good connectivity? Wi-Fi, NFC? The weight and size of it is going to be a factor. Does it have a good ability to shoot in low light, and will it take good video? Is that important to you? Some of the cameras that are crop sensors that you might want to consider right away are going to be the Canon T6i, the Nikon D5600, and the Sony the A6000. That's actually the one that I would prefer. All of them are going to be around $899 after taxes. You're looking at about $1,000. If you wanted to spend maybe $200 more, I would recommend the Sony A6300. Also, about $100 more than that is the A6500. Then you're looking at DSLR or mirrorless. First of all, what does DSLR stand for, right? It stands for digital single lens reflex, which is not even really important. What you want to think of when you hear DSLR or mirrorless is the difference. A DSLR basically is a little bit more difficult or complex and bulkier than your crop sensor, or excuse me, than your mirrorless camera. What happens is traditionally with a DSLR, the light comes in through the lens, it's going to hit that mirror, and that mirror is going to reflect it and send it to the sensor. Well, companies like Sony, they basically removed the mirror. There's no point to it. So the light is going straight to the sensor. What that means for you as a consumer, it means less moving parts, means less chance of anything going wrong. It's going to be a smaller camera. It has the ability to be faster because it takes out the middleman, and they're just great all-around cameras. So they're easy to carry, faster, lighter, and less moving parts. So definitely consider mirrorless cameras. A couple of the, well, I would say the full-frame camera that I would highly recommend is the Sony A9. It's the leader of the pack right now. It has 24.2 megapixels, full frame stacked CMOS sensor. It has a 693 point autofocus system. That is a ridiculously fast autofocus. It also shoots in 4K. It has 5-axis steady shot stabilization, which is great. The ISO is really, really good. In many places, you don't even need to worry about a flash. It is that good. It's also got typical built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Oh, by the way, the ISO on that is 204,800. It has a silent electronic shutter, which is great, especially if you're shooting weddings. It's nice and quiet, so you don't hear that nasty shutter sound and distract anything or ruin the ceremony. Those are just some of the basic attributes to that camera. For some other options, alternatives that are a little bit more affordable, you have the A7R II by Sony, the 5D Mark IV by Canon, and the Nikon D810. All very, very good cameras. You're looking at a couple of grand less. Really, really, really good cameras. For each of those cameras and some of the other ones I talked about, they deserve more time than just a quick runaround. So I'm going to dedicate an entire episode to each of these higher end full frame cameras, just because they deserve it, and you're going to want to know all the amazing things that they can provide to you. So as far as the crop sensor camera, I would recommend the A6000. The A6300 is also pretty good for not a whole lot more. That will give you I believe it's 495 autofocus points, possibly 399. It is crazy fast and really, really light, easy to use. The menu system leaves a little bit to be desired, but hey, they're not going to hit every single thing. So what I recommend is definitely check out these cameras, consider what your budget is, think of what type of photography you're going to use, because if you are shooting stills and 11 still shots, then 11 frames a second may not be that important to you. It might be something else that's important. So check it out. If you have any questions on these, feel free to let me know. Also hit the like button and please subscribe. We want feedback. I have a great time doing these. I got a lot more interesting locations coming up, and pretty soon we're gonna have a visit from our old zombie. Also, sorry for the noise. We got a street with a bunch of cars running right behind us, so hopefully it comes out good. Hopefully you enjoy this. Hopefully you enjoy us going to a bunch of different cool locations. Thanks to all you photo freaks for making this happen, and we look forward to giving you more information on the next episode. Photo Freaks out.